This is my Lenovo M720q, and today I'm going to install some new RAM. This is 32 gigabytes of DDR4 2666 Hz. I got it from Amazon. And if we have a look, tiny little modules, and they go in the back of this. First of all, I take the cover off. One little interesting feature about this is it's still got the protective strip on it all these years later. That's pretty cool, I'm keeping that. Anyway, inside of here it has a cheap SSD. I'm going to take that out because I won't be needing that, but I might put it back in a special way in the future. Right, after you take the top cover off, you can turn it over and slide the rear panel off. You can then see your two memory slots. So we take this one out. This is actual Lenovo memory. And then you get your new DIMM out of the packet somehow. Why do they package it like this? Right. You have to line it up with the mark there, so this is upside down. See that? And then it goes in very gently and fits there. Same with the other module. See it here? Ooh, will it focus? Yeah, go and focus. There. So if you want to get these or find them on AliExpress or something, you can. There. That's the second module installed. Now, the next thing to install, get rid of that, is the SSD. And this is a cheap, oh my god, how do you pronounce that? Ranziana or Ranziang. I might even run a hard drive benchmark on this. Open up the packet and we've got our SSD. We've got an instruction manual. So let's have a quick look at this. There, I had a quick look at it. Okay, so I want to try and be careful getting this out. There it is. And it's got, oh, it's quite good. It's got a little heatsink on it. Little aluminium cover. I think it says something like it's carbon. It's not. It's just a little bit of aluminium. Right, apparently I flick this up. There we are, I just flicked that up. In fact, should I zoom in? Yeah, let's zoom in. There we are. Now you should be able to see what I'm doing. Right, there's a little notch. It's got to line up with that notch. It's quite easy, and then you plug it in. And this is toolless. So I don't need the included screwdriver, which is quite nice of them. So that goes there, and that goes there. It's now got 0.5 terabyte of hard drive in it. and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Right, the next thing that I've got isn't that bit of plastic, is a new aerial, because these ones are busted. So I bought this off Amazon. You could get it off AliExpress quite easily. And inside this packet we have new little plastic covers, which is quite cool, and a couple of aerials. So the other thing that you need is a pair of pliers, or ideally it looks like a 8mm ratchet to take the old aerial out. But because I'm lazy, I can't be bothered getting mine, so I'm just going to go like that and nip that off, and hopefully I should be able to undo it with my fingers. So this is really weird when the image is reversed. Right. So yeah, I just took off the nut, and a little washer fell off as well. So now I should be able to take that aerial out, and that goes to here. So if I zoom in, now we can see what we're doing. Right, so this little SATA cable, that can stay for the time being. I'm going to do something special with that. And I need I think it's easier working on this little part separate from the board. And also, don't forget, don't lose your screws. There we go. Out of the bag, get the new cables. First of all, we have the new, I think this is the Bluetooth antenna. It fits. So pull this protective cover off, I think. Now I'm going to leave that on because there's a part of the case that pinches the cable. So I'm going to push that up there and keep it on. And then carefully take that off. Yeah, so small. There. That just popped on like a little jacket popper. And there's the Bluetooth antenna. Now for this one. This is the old one. The new one looks in, well, much better condition. This time I'm going to pull this little plastic thing off completely and affix the aerial to the circuit board if I can. I'm going to do this off camera because I really can't see that. Okay, so I managed to pop those aerials on off camera and put the little plastic cover back on. Now if I just lift that up, oh, this is so fragile and so tiny that I'm bound to make a few mistakes doing this. So pop the plastic cover back on. I think the little plastic cover, the clips act like a riser as well to keep the rest of the circuit board off the main board. So those aerials are out of the way. Now I've got to put the world's tiniest screw in the world's tiniest hole. Right, after getting the proper screwdriver, which is a PH00, I managed to fit the Bluetooth antenna and the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module. Right, this aerial goes that way. This little Bluetooth one, oh, goes this way, and my lights just died. I'll be back. And I'm back! I think everything's gone wrong that possibly could. Yeah, the reason why I left that rubber bit on is because the case catches here where the cable runs. So now I take the sticky pad off. I think it's a sticky pad, yeah. Take the sticky pad off and stick the little antenna down. Whilst, oh, that's not very sticky. That's not very good. Oh. Anyway, that'll stick there, and I might even get a hot glue gun. Yeah, I'll get a hot glue gun and stick it on because this is terrible. Okay, I'm back. My glue gun's heated up. My LEDs are switched on. And I'm going to try and glue this without anything else going wrong. But first of all, I want to take this bit of tape off. It's doing nothing, and it's going to be blocking the airflow for when I put a graphics card in this in the future. So now, get my hot glue gun, put some hot glue down, get the aerial and stick it in place. And there, it's done. Right, the next thing is to get this aerial through this hole. Yeah, I'll rather have a spring washer on one side and this little captive washer on the other. But there we go. And then that all gets tightened up. That is in place. So now we've got a little bit of cable management to do, which is just pushing this the other side of that Pci-E slot. That'll do. And finally, attaching the aerial. That's pretty cool. So, I managed to attach a new aerial, a NVMe drive and 32 gigabytes of RAM to this little beastie. I'm going to hold off until some parts arrive to put in the riser ready for a graphics card. I haven't got a graphics card yet, but I want to try and get this SATA drive to fit in as well. Now that's too big, just too big. So what you can do is you can actually, on some of them, and it's your responsibility to mess up your own tech, is open them up. And then inside, that's your SSD. I mean, how much wasted space is that? Admittedly, this is only, God, 200 and something gigabyte. So there's not much in it, but I don't see why I can't try and fit that somewhere in here with the graphics card, even if I buy a longer cable, or even cover it in Kapton tape and have it underneath the graphics card. In fact, I can see my Kapton tape. I'm going to do that now. Kapton tape is it's using electrical circuits for insulation. So it's now daytime, and a few days later a CPU's turned up. Whoop, there we go. Look at that. This is supposed to be second hand, but it feels and looks brand new. I've already taken off the fan, and then the heatsink. Look at that tiny little heatsink. Ew. That wasn't very well done, was it? Look, they missed half the processor. Oh. Right, to swap it over, it should be as simple as yeah, I don't want to break it. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. So I take out the Core i3 4-core very carefully. How do I do that? Right, make sure I haven't bent anything. Then, in the same direction, with the notches in the same place, I put the i5 in the case. I think that's right. I think it has been used, but there. That's it. That's in. Just needs a cover putting down. And then some thermal paste put on it. This is the bit that I don't like. Because this thermal pad was only on half the processor, I might just put a bit, come on, come out. My thermal paste is really old. I think this might be too old for it. Damn. Okay, so this is now about 4 hours later, because I didn't have any more thermal paste. This is a new tube of thermal paste. And I've cleaned everything with isopropyl alcohol like I should have in the first place. So now I'm going to apply a thin layer and hopefully get this little beastie back up and running. I can always take it off again, put more on if it needs it, but I think this is going to be fine. Yeah, it's just 3 screws on this. be it, and screw it down. Take that off. Let's have a look. Seems good enough to me. Just double check that one. Double check that one. Double check that one. There's probably torque settings for this, but I actually don't see the point of it. Just tighten it up and don't snap anything. Right, this little fan is really cool, and I might get another one and try and adapt it to the graphics card so I don't have to cut a hole in this little case, because I really like the case. But for now I'll just stick all this back with the speaker. How does this fit on? Just like that. There. Oh, you can't see that. Put the speaker in there, and then this one, making sure get everything the right way round. Flat side goes against the flat side. There. And that should be okay. See if it works. Okay, so I fixed my mini PC, and now it's going to go in this monitor. This is a ThinkCentre monitor, and the little PC just slots in there like that. If you can see, well, you might be able to see if I do that. You can see the aerial here, and the little monitor, little computer, just goes like that. Then I connect the keyboard and stick the keyboard behind the aerial, and the mouse. Now these are cheap keyboard and mouse. I'm going to get a nice one for this machine because I really like it. This monitor I got off Amazon, but I think it's new old stock. Right. I already booted the computer to check and install the processor right, and I installed it right the first time. Adjust that, sit back, press the power button on the monitor, and it turns the little computer on as well. I've either can boot Kubuntu or the original Windows drive that came with it. I haven't booted Windows yet because, well, I just don't use Windows. Although I will do because my partner prefers Windows. I made a custom log-on screen and custom desktop wallpaper for this. And one thing that you might not know about this wallpaper, this monitor, 5 plus 5 equals 10. It's a touchscreen. Yeah, it's brilliant. And also, if I load up Inkscape, oh, not Inkscape, I'll tell you what, if I got Critter, did I put Critter on last night? I can't remember what I put on. There we go. Oh, let's change the brush. Shall we have a bit of a play on Critter so you can see what I'm doing. This is pretty responsive. So yeah, this is my new little PC for a laser cutting business I want to start. I'll show you the rest of the... Oh no, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all. I wanted Dolphin. Where do you put Dolphin? There. And I customised Dolphin to match with the ThinkCentre colours. And I think it looks really cool. And then even the little camera works. This is straight out of the box on Kubuntu. There you go. There I am. Oh God, get rid of that. So yeah, I really highly rate these little ThinkCentre machines. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe if you want to too. Thank you for watching. Well, that was a bit premature, wasn't it? I forgot to show you the processor and the memory working. There's a 32 gigabytes of memory in it, and the 6-core CPU with 6 threads is working perfectly, and network card working absolutely fine with the new aerials. And again, thank you for watching. I haven't done this before, so thank you.